I absolutely love the film. And David, you've been performing as Brian for some years, really.
Yeah.
Where did the idea originally come from for the character?
I've no idea. I made like a video diary in my flat one night, like years ago, like in the 1960s or something. It was years ago. No, it was a long time ago. And I just started I was into making these sort of video diaries, and I just started talking as Brian. And originally his job was to go around to different music festivals and suck all the sewage out of the toilets in a big truck.
Nice job.
And then he'd go home and dress as a clown and try and entertain himself, but that didn't work. So I dumped that. And then I made another rough, really rough film that Ricky Gervais saw, and he really liked it. So, and I was advised to start stand up to get myself out there. So I did that, and yeah.
And it all came from there.
Yeah, honestly, if Ricky, because you're sort of vulnerable at the start, if Ricky had said no, I wouldn't have done any more. Yeah, so it's all thanks to him, really.
So,
yeah.
Chris, what's it like inside that costume, and how was it to try and move around?
Well, it really is just a cardboard box, really. So you can get an idea what it's like just by putting a cardboard box over your head, and you can't really see anything. I was always bumping into things. People would have to put me into position, and sometimes we'd do a scene and then they take the costume off me, and I'd be in a completely different place to where I thought I was. So it was sort of quite disorientating. When I was performing, it was actually okay, but it was between takes where I'd get a bit bored because I'd just be sat on a chair just in this box waiting, and people would kind of forget that I was in there. So now and again, I just hear someone say, "You okay in there, Chris?" I'd be like, "Yeah,
I'm still here."
Yeah. It was quite, so sometimes it was quite lonely.
So how much of what we see on the screen is improvised? Because there were certain scenes where I thought that was what I was watching, particularly so when you were playing darts together.
Yeah, well, it was we had like a script, and for the most part, we stuck to the script. But then if we had time, we'd shoot a scene that was a little bit of a looser version of that. And then other scenes were totally improvised. So there's, the bit where me and David are outside and we're talking about Charles wanting to sit in the front. That was us improvising. And then there's the inventions in the shed at the start. Yeah.
Jim made sure he got them built and put in there without me having seen them. So I walked in there, and that was the first time I'd seen any of these things. So I had to react to them and try and explain what they were. Yeah. Yeah.
So there was quite a bit of room for improvisation. Yeah.
So given that you were doing that, how easy, or perhaps not easy, was it for you not to crack up laughing when you were working together? And I realised, Chris, that probably you would have been able to hide that quite easily.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, there were times when I was laughing and I could feel the box shaking. So even though my face was hidden, and when I'm first unveiled, when Brian unveils Charles, I had to stand really still. But there were moments where I was laughing because of what David was saying, and I could feel the box shaking. And but yeah, I could get away with it more than David could.
Yeah, were you tempted to corpse, David?
Oh God, I always am. It's so ludicrous. Acting opposite that, well, not you, you're fine.
It's okay.
But acting opposite Charles, I really love it, and I really like that feeling that you're about to laugh, and just feels like it gives the scene a bit of oomph. But yeah, I'm always bloody laughing. Pain in the arse.
I think that's the great thing about the film. There's so much to laugh at, but it's a very tender film as well. So thank you very much for that. Like I say, I really loved it.
Oh,
so
thank
really
you.
appreciate your time and talking to you.